In other news, Audie Murphy, the most decorated man of World War II, who went on to become a movie star, was found dead this afternoon in the wreckage of a light plane in the hills of Virginia. The plane went down on Friday afternoon near the top of a mountain.
When Audie Murphy passed away in a private plane crash, the world stood still. His demise was so sudden, painful, and unexpected to both his family, fans, and the entertainment industry. Murphy has captured the hearts of many through his dazzling heroic acts and bold and strong creative skills, so his demise raises lots of whispers and speculations. However, a recent investigation into his sudden death has revealed a gripping truth the world isn't ready for. What is the real secret behind his death? Is the discovery good or bad? Join us as we explore the Audie Murphy mystery being finally solved. The Hidden Stash on Murphy's Demise. For years, the narrative of Audie Murphy's death was basic and simple. On May 28, 1971, in a plane crash in Brush Mountain, Virginia. He was on a small private plane that went down in poor weather while flying low over the mountains. Official reports said the incident was due to pilot error and bad visibility, marking the tragic end for the national hero at the age of 45. However, rumors and suspicions emerged, as he was a celebrity who had a strong fan base and as one who had used his platform to talk about his struggles with post-traumatic stress disorder. Some people believe that intelligence agencies might have been involved because Audie had connections in Hollywood and was rumored to have sensitive information in the industry. Others thought he might have had enemies from his business or that organized crime could be the cause of the crash. These beliefs went viral as important details about the incident were never fully explained. It also raised questions like why the plane flew so dangerously low, which led to the crash, inconsistencies in what the pilot said, and the missing pieces of wreckage at the crash site. For decades, these doubts lingered as his family members strongly denied any suggestions of foul play, sticking to the idea that it was simply a tragic accident. But the lack of clear answers left many curious about the true story behind Audie's demise. Recently, a group of independent investigators, using a new forensic tool and access to previously secret government documents, decided to reopen the case and take a closer look at the plane crash that led to the loss of Audie. They examined the wreckage, flight data, and weather report and find alarming new evidence that suggests that the incident might have been a deliberate plan to end Audie's life instead of just an accident. They discovered signs that someone tampered with the plane's controls. New interviews with former witnesses and officials also revealed that Audie had been under surveillance before the crash. One of the witnesses, who's remained silent for long, shared that Audie has stumbled upon sensitive information about government operations, which may have made him a target for powerful men who wanted to silence him. These new findings cast a dark shadow over Audie's last moment, turning the narrative from a tragic accident into one of conspiracy and betrayal. This unsettling truth challenges the memory of Audie as a fallen hero, showcasing a story of political intrigue and danger. As a result of these startling discoveries, Audie's family is now demanding a full investigation, seeking justice for a patriotic man who was backstabbed and betrayed in return. Historians and military experts are now rethinking Audie's legacy, consistently examining how this new perspective fits into the wider context of Cold War America, the connections between Hollywood and the government, and the hidden risks faced by public figures. Although these discoveries into Audie's demise raise difficult questions about trust, power, and betrayal, rather than the closure many had hoped for. Audie's story isn't complete without revisiting his life story, his background, life journey, relationships, and a daunting career. However, the question that comes to mind is, how and where did he hail from? How was his life journey before he was sabotaged? His bittersweet life story. Born as Audie Leon Murphy on June 20, 1925, in Kingston, Texas, United States, to Emmett Barry Murphy and Josie Bell Murphy, he was the seventh child out of 12, and they were known as sharecroppers of English, Irish, Scottish, and German descent. As a child, he often felt alone and struggled with strong emotions, including mood swings and anger. Murphy grew up in northeastern Texas, spending time in towns like Farmersville, Greenville, and Celeste, where he went to elementary school. His father was mostly absent from their lives and ultimately left the family for good when he was still young. After his father left, he had to stand in the gap to provide for the family, so he dropped out of school in the 5th grade and began to work in the fields, picking cotton and other jobs available. During this time, he also became skilled at using a hunting rifle, which helped feed the family. Murphy faced another tragedy at the age of 16 when his mother, Josie, passed away from pneumonia and endocarditis. In 1941, he left the fields to work at a radio repair shop and a combined store, garage, and gas station. These tough times shaped him into a capable and responsible young man. In 1942, his sister helped him to falsify his documents so he could enlist in the military before the legal age. After being turned down for military service in both the Marines and the paratroopers because he was too small and light for their requirements, Audie settled for the United States Army. He went through basic training in Texas and additional training in Maryland before being sent overseas. Audie first saw combat during the Allied invasion of Sicily in 1943, and later took part in several significant battles, including the Battle of Anzio and the liberation of Rome in 1944. He also played a vital role in the invasion of southern France and led his men to victory in an important battle at Lomé Quarry near Cleury in northeastern France. Audie was also recognized as a talented songwriter, poet, and horse racer. He raised quarter horses in California and Arizona and often took part in horse racing events. However, he was faced with significant challenges after returning from war. Audie dealt with battle fatigue, also known as post-traumatic stress disorder, and used his celebrity status to shine a light on issues affecting veterans and the importance of mental health support. He was widely known as one of the first well-known figures to openly discuss the emotional impact of combat, encouraging others to understand and address these hidden battles. In 1949, he got married to Wanda Hendricks, a famous actress in Hollywood who had appeared in several films in the 1940s and early 1950s. Their matrimony drew a lot of attention, partly because Audie was becoming famous as one of the most decorated American soldiers from World War II, and also because Wanda's acting career was picking up too. Despite their fame, their union faced many of the pressures of life in Hollywood, and in maintaining a public relationship, their union faced many difficulties, and Audie's struggle with post-traumatic stress disorder put a strain on their union. After trying to make it work for 2 years, they later resorted to divorce in 1951, although their time together was a mix of romantic moments and media spotlight. Remarkably, just 4 days after his divorce from Wanda, Audie remarried his second wife, Pamela Opal Lee Archer, a former airline stewardess whose calm and steady nature was a refreshing change from the chaos of his first marriage. Their relationship evolved quickly and ended in marriage, which shows Audie's desire for stability and a family life. Their union produced 2 sons, Terry Michael and James Shannon. Terry followed the family tradition as he pursued a career in entertainment, while James, born a few years later, grew up influenced by his father's extraordinary legacy. Audie's marriage to Pamela lasted till Audie's death. Pamela was more than just a wife. She acted as a confidant, helping Audie deal with the pressure of fame and challenges from his past. Audie was able to find lasting happiness through the support of his wife and the joy of raising 2 sons. He was known for having a quick and intense temper, which landed him in several violent incidents throughout his life. For instance, in May 1970, Audie was arrested in Burbank, California, after a heated argument with a dog trainer. He was charged with attacking the trainer and allegedly firing a gun at him, which he denied, but he was later cleared of the charges. Sadly, Audie passed away when his private plane crashed in 1974. He was honored with a burial in Arlington National Cemetery, receiving full military honors for his service. Audie left a huge impact on his career and the history of the United States Army during his service and lifetime. The next question is, what did he achieve as a soldier? What was he being remembered and recognized for? Murphy's military achievements. Audie served with the 15th Infantry and fought in several key locations, including North Africa, Sicily, Italy, France, and Germany. Though he appeared young and underweight when he joined the Army, he quickly proved to be a strong and incredible leader. He gained a reputation for his courage and dedication to his fellow soldiers. During World War II, he fought bravely and was recognized for slaying many enemy soldiers. One of his notable acts happened on January 26, 1945, near Holzweiler, France, where he bravely held off a large number of German troops for over an hour while being wounded and outnumbered. Audie took the risk to jump onto a burning tank to use its machine gun against the enemy forces and called in support from artillery. This act brought him the Congressional Medal of Honor in 1945, which is the highest military award in the United States. On February 4, 1945, Audie led his unit, Company B, in a battle to clear out German soldiers who had taken shelter in the Jewish cemetery near Biesheim. The unit destroyed 6 enemy troops and captured the rest. 2 days later, Company B moved on to the town of Neuf-Brisach. By February 8th, the city of Colmar surrendered to the Allied forces, marking the rules of the battle. Between February 10th and 18th, the 3rd Division, which included Audie, was tasked with guarding the western side of the Rhine River. It was during this time that he was promoted to the rank of First Lieutenant, and his division received a prestigious award known as the Presidential Unit Citation for their courageous actions during the fights. This move also earned Audie's special honor called an Oak Leaf Cluster for his previous brave efforts. At a time when his division was in Nancy, General O'Daniel honored Audie with the Distinguished Service Cross and Silver Star for his heroic actions. In March 1945, Audie was assigned a liaison officer for the 15th Infantry Regiment. His role was more strategic than combat-oriented, moving along with the regiment till May 20th. Later, he learned that his previous unit, Company B, had lost its senior officers and was now led by someone inexperienced. Audie decided to take charge. So he borrowed a jeep, got a driver and an interpreter, and made his way to the Siegfried Line, where he successfully rescued his unit. After he left the combat field, he was still involved with the United States Army. It started when the higher-ranking officers and the Speaker of the United States House of Representatives encouraged him to apply to West Point, the prestigious military academy. They offered to help him with the process to become a cadet, but Audie chose not to attend West Point, partly due to injuries he sustained during the war. Plus, after his active duty in the Army, he was classified with a 50% disability and moved to the Officers' Reserve Corps. The psychological impact of the war lingered with him for the rest of his life. Although the military did not do much to assist him with his post-war struggles, he spoke out openly about his experiences, hoping to influence the government to improve treatments and benefits for other veterans facing similar challenges. When the Korean War began in 1950, Audie was promoted to captain in the Texas National Guard's 36th Infantry Division. He was charged with training recruits and believed that he and his division would be sent to Korea to fight. However, as his acting career gained momentum in 1951, he became less involved with the Guard, and the Korean War ended in 1953 without his division being deployed. Nonetheless, he stayed with the unit, participating in recruitment events and using his fame to bring in new soldiers. Audie eventually retired as a major in 1966 and joined the United States Army Reserve, and in 1969 he was moved to retired reserve status for his dedicated service in both the Army and the Guard. Audie's acts and achievements in the military were commendable and didn't pass without being duly awarded and appreciated. The question that comes to mind is, what was the highest award he received? What legacy did he leave in the commendable military? The most decorated soldier. By the end of the war, at just 19 years old, Audie had received every major United States military award for bravery, including the Distinguished Service Cross, 2 Silver Stars, the Bronze Star, and 3 Purple Hearts. He stayed for about 400 days in combat, and during this time, he demonstrated uncommon bravery and heroism. Brigadier General Ralph B. Lovett and Lieutenant Colonel Hamlet D.B. Edison recommended Audie Murphy for the Medal of Honor because of his brave actions during a battle in Holtzwihr. The honor was officially announced in a press release on May 24, 1945, and later on June 2 in Salzburg, Austria, General Patch personally presented Audie with both the Medal of Honor and the Legion of Merit. It was at this point Audie became recognized as the most decorated American soldier in World War II. Other awards he earned include the American Campaign Medal, a European Campaign Medal with multiple stars for his participation in various battles, and the World War II Victory Medal, and the Army of Occupation Medal for his time in Germany after the war ended. On April 16, 1945, France honored Audie with the French Croix de Guerre with Silver Star, which was presented to him in Dallas on September 15th. Later, in a public ceremony in Paris on July 19, 1948, he was awarded the French Legion of Honor and another Croix de Guerre, this time with a palm. Audie also received the French Liberation Medal and the Belgian Croix de Guerre, with a palm on December 10, 1955. In total, he earned 33 awards and decorations from the United States and its allies, making him the most decorated American soldier in World War II. Audie was a man of diverse talents, which he explored to the fullest, as he dabbled in the entertainment world and still stayed on top of his game. The question on the mind of many is, what impact did Audie left in the showbiz business? What was he able to achieve? The man with different coats. After the war, Audie started a 21-year career in acting, starting with the 1955 movie To Hell and Back, which was based on his own life story from his 1949 memoir of the same name. He went on to act in films like The Red Badge of Courage in 1951 and The Quiet American in 1958. Most of his acting roles were in Western films. He also made guest appearances on various celebrity television shows and was the star of a series called Whispering Smith. In addition to acting, he explored songwriting, creating several country and Western songs that were recorded by popular artists of the time, such as Dean Martin and Charlie Pride. In 1957, Audie gained fame for his role as the Utica Kid in the classic Western film Night Passage, where he acted alongside legendary stars James Stewart and Dan Duryea. This movie marked a significant point in Audie's acting career, proving he could stand out with Hollywood's big names and become stable in the popular Western genre that audiences loved. Audie impressed many with 3 different Western films in 1959, each showcasing a different aspect of his acting skills. In The Wild and the Innocent, he started with the charming Sandra Dee, where their chemistry brought new life to the story, about innocence meeting the wild side of life. While acting, he also took on the behind-the-scenes role of co-producer for the black and white drama, Casting a Long Shadow, though he was not credited for it. This made him work with the famous producer Walter Mirisch. Audie's role as a hired killer in the film No Name on the Bullet attracted the attention of critics. The movie received a lot of praise for its gripping storytelling and Audie's intense and layered performance, which helped him establish his performance as a versatile and engaging lead actor in Western films. His talent extended to young movies as he won over television audiences after starring alongside the famous Thelma Ritter in an episode of Star Time called The Man. This appearance highlighted his charm in a television series. In the early 1960s, Audie generously offered his name and allowed his name and image to be used in 3 episodes of a television series called The Big Picture, which was created by the United States Army. He was awarded the Outstanding Civilian Service Medal for his contributions in an episode titled Broken Bridge, where he visited various military sites in Germany, Italy, Turkey, and New Mexico. These visits aimed to showcase the military's newest equipment and technology. Audie also enjoys racing horses at the Del Mar racetrack and spends a lot of money on this hobby. Unfortunately, his gambling habits led to serious financial troubles. In 1968, he revealed that he lost $260,000 in a bad oil investment in Algeria and was in a dispute with the tax authorities over unpaid taxes. Despite having money issues, he refused to appear in commercials for alcohol and cigarettes because he was concerned about the impact it might have on young people. What are your thoughts on the lifestyle and history of Audie Murphy? Leave your thoughts in the comment section. Also, don't forget to like, share, and subscribe for more amazing videos. Click the video link on your screen. You'd love it.